Yo, what's going on, everybody? Marco Master here. Today we are going over the British tech tree, and we're going over my BR changes. Today we're going to be covering the tanks. Uh, some other time we'll cover the air tree, and maybe some other time we'll eventually get the naval. Remember, guys, this is just purely opinion. This has nothing to do with what's actually happening in game. Anyways, let's get into it. At 1.0, we are going to be having the A13 Mark 1, the Tetrarch 1, the Light AA Mark 1, and the A13 Mark 1 Premium Edition. It's just box standard stuff. We aren't changing any of the reserve tanks. Next, we got the A13 Mark II, A13 Mark II 1939, and the Independent at 1.3. 1.7, we are bringing in the Daimler Mark II, the Sark Mark 4A. 2.0, we have the Electo 1 and Staghound AA. Before I get too far into this, guys, I'm just going to let you know I've never played the British Tech Tree before. So I've never played these vehicles. I do not know entirely how they perform, so I may get this stuff wrong. Let me know in the comments if you feel anything should be changed. I will implement these changes. Alright. 2.3, the Stuart 1. 2.7, we have the Stuart 3, Valentine 1, Sark Mark 4 2-pounder. So that one has the 2-pounder on it. Oh, sorry, not 4. The Sark Mark 6 2-pounder. My bad. At 3.0, we had the Crusader 2, the Valentine 11, the Archer, the Crusader Premium, Matilda 3, Matilda Hedgehog, and the Churchill Avery. If you guys are wondering why this video took so long to come out since the last one, I was waiting for the new Seek and Destroy update to come out, which it finally has, and now I'm creating this video. So that's kind of why. See, the Churchill Avery's in there as well. Latest event, that thing is it's such a fun vehicle. Crusader 3 at 3.3, Valentine 9, Crusader AA Mark 1, right? Yeah, Mark 1. The Grant 1, which is just an M3 Lee, the AEC Mark 2, and the Gun Carrier 3-inch, which is pretty much a Churchill, but just the 3-inch cannon, no turret. At 3.7, we have the Sark Mark 6 with a 6-pounder cannon. Then we had the Cromwell 5, and then the Cromwell 5 with the RP3 rockets, which is a very interesting choice. Don't know what the Brits were doing there, but let them cook. At 4.0, we had the Cromwell 1, the Churchill 1, the A, and the AEC AA. It's a little difficult to be bouncing all these AA, especially when they're also close together. A lot of trees can honestly use some more anti-air, and Gaijin is just not doing that. Especially with this update, they didn't really add much for ground at all. It's kind of annoying. At 4.3, we had the Achilles and the Easterberg. The Achilles is pretty much just a British M10, but it only uses solid shot, I believe. At 4.7, we have the Sherman 2, the Churchill 3, the Crusader AA Mark II, and the Excelsior. The Excelsior is quite forgotten, but it's still a really good tank. At 5.0, we have the Concept 3 and the Churchill NA75. 5.3, we have the Sherman Firefly. Nice Sherman. The Churchill 7, the Avenger, the Sherman 1C Spizniak. I butchered that name. The Churchill Crocodile, and the AC4. Getting the Australians in here. I'm sorry. I'm actually sorry for that. At 5.7, we have the Comet 1, the Premium Comet 1, the Bosvark, the Skink, and the Legendary Tog 2. 6.0, we have the QF 3.7 Ram, and the Challenger. At 6.3, we have the Centurion Mark 1, and that's it. At 6.7, we have the Centurion Mark 2, the Charioteer Mark 5, the Ratel 90, and the Legendary Black Prince. That thing is such a bitch to fight. It's so powerful, but slow. At 7.0, we have the M109A1, the Ratel 20, that's the one that gets the ATGM, and the Deathfridge from Britain, the FV 4005, 183 millimeters of Besh. At 7.3, we have the G6 and the Centurion Mark V AVRE. At 7.7, closing off our low tier, we have the Conway, the Tortoise, and the FV 4202. Now, this is very different compared to Germany, which has, what, 8 vehicles, while Britain only has 3. It really does just depend on what they have available. To be fair, some of the 8.0s may go down to 7.7. Who knows? This is also only my opinion. I could be wrong. Alright, starting off with our Cold War / modern era. Our new reserve vehicles at 8.0 will be the Centurion Mark III, the Elan 90 Mark VII, the Centurion Action X, and the Centurion Mark V/1. Obviously, the Centurion Action X would still be a premium. At 8.3, we would have the Fox, the Caernarvon, I probably just butchered that name as well, the Conqueror, the Centurion Mark X, and the Swingfire. Now, here's where stuff gets really wonky, because down at 7.1.077, not a whole lot gets changed, but from 8.0 to 15.0, so much changes. So a lot of this stuff is going to be controversial. I probably did it wrong. Please, let me know if you think any of this should change, because I will probably agree with you. This is definitely the toughest section to create. At 8.7, we have the Warrior and the ZT3A2, along with the Vickers Mark 1. At 9.0, we have the Falcon, the ZA35, and the Vigilante, the Italian Vickers, pretty much. At 9.3, we have Vickers Mark 11, and the Vickers Mark 3, and the Oliphant Mark 1A. 9.7, we have the Chieftain Mark 3, the Straker, and the Roycat Mark 1D. At 10.0, we have the Chieftain Mark 5, and that's it. At 10.3, we have the Roycat NTTD, and the Chieftain Mark 10. At 10.7, we have VFM 5, and the Oliphant Mark 2. 11.0, we have the Chieftain Marksman. Yeah, that got pushed up quite hard. But there needs to be more anti-air for me to push this thing back down to where it belongs. And also at 11.0, we have the Roycat 105, the premium, that you can no longer buy. 11.3 on its own is the Khalid. 11.7, empty. 12.0, we have the TTD. And that's it. 12.3, we have the Challenger Mark II. And the Challengers. And we also have the Desert Warrior, which is brand new in the Seek and Destroy update. At 12.7, we bring in the Bhishma TWMP, the squadron vehicle. That's from India. Then we have the Challenger DS, Desert Storm, and the Challenger Mark III. Challenger DS is pretty much just a Mark III, so. At 13.0, we have the Stormer HVM, and the Vickers Mark VII. Top of the line Vickers right there. Alright, at 13.3, we are empty. There are just gaps in the British tech tree, and that's what these empties are. They're just gaps. We have nothing to fill them. At 13.7, we have the Challenger 2 and the Challenger 2 2F. At 14.0, we have the Challenger 2 TES and the Challenger 2 OES. At 14.3, we have the 8X M113, same BR as the American 8X, even though this one doesn't get the 25mm cannon on it. At 14.7, we have the Black Knight and the Challenger 2E. And then at 15.0, the top of the line, we have the Challenger 3 TD. Guys, like I said, make sure you do let me know if any of this should be changed. I really want your guys' opinions. And if you guys are enjoying, like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.